Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can use the R programming language in Power BI. So for you to be able to use the R programming language in Power BI, you need to have R installed on your PC, and you also have Power BI installed on your PC. So to have R installed on your PC, you are going to go to the website where you are going to download R and also download Power BI in the description. So this is the website if you want to download the R programming language. So I'm going to look at it. This is the latest version 4.2.2. So you just click on this and download it. Installation is very easy. So this is the link also to the site if you want to download the Power BI desktop, which you are going to be using. So this is the link. I'm going to drop the link in the description. So you can just click on this button and also download it to your PC. The downloading and the installation is very easy and straightforward. So after installing Power BI, I want you to go to the particular app, right click, then run as administrator. This step is very important. Ensure you run your Power BI as an administrator. So now back to business, we are going to be interacting with R programming language inside Power BI. So this is just like an integration which was made possible. Why we are doing this is that sometimes some visualizations are complex to do in Power BI, so you need the help of R to actually make it easier for you without you running any DAX query in Power BI. So the first thing now we are going to do, we are going to be importing our data. So we're going to be importing a CSV file. So I'm going to click on get data from another source. So we are going to have this window open for you. This is the window where I'm going to select the kind of data file that you actually want to import. So I'm going to be using a CSV file. So I'm going to click on this text, then /CSV, then connect. So this is going to open my file explorer for me. So I'm going to go to where I stored the file that I'm going to be using. I'm also going to give it in description. You can see it is sales data and open. I'm going to open it. So I'm going to have a window like this when importing your data. Though you can see that from the file, I have some columns which are actually empty. So I'm going to be deleting this in the data transformation. So we're not going to load this particular data directly. We're going to transform the data before we now load it. So I'm going to click on the transform data. So you can see that we are at the Power Query window. So this is going to open the Power Query editor for you. So this is where you can actually clean up your messy data before you now load it into Power BI for your visualization and also start creating your reports. So now you can either clean it two ways. You can either use your Power Query by cleaning it, or you can use R code to actually clean it. So now to transform our data, we are going to click on the transform tab, then click on run R scripts. So this is where you can now use your R scripts to transform your data. So there are two things that I want you to take note. This data set is the variable that you can give for your data, while output is also the variable you can give for your output. So these are the two names you can give. If you are giving any other names aside from these names that I just talked about, this is data set and output, they are going to be getting an error. So your variable or your data needs to be data sets, while your output needs to be what? Stored as output variable. So now I'm going to be loading the tidyverse library. Then data sets, which is going to be the name of my data that I'm going to be importing, read CSV. So I'm giving the file path where it's actually stored. So I'm going to drop a link to this file. Feel free to use any data of your choice, but I'm also going to drop a link to this particular file if you feel like using this particular data to follow up. Then I'm going to say output, which is my output. So I'm going to be filtering client types. We have two types of clients in this particular sales data. We have retail clients and we have wholesale clients. So I'm going to be filtering for only retail clients. That is why I imported the tidyverse. I'm going to be using the dplyr. I'm going to be using the dplyr package from the tidyverse to actually perform this operation. I'm now going to call the output. So this is actually what is going to bring our output out. Then I click on OK. So you can now see my data is already out. So there are some cases where you'll be getting maybe a message like something like privacy levels. You might be getting a message like information about your privacy levels. So I want you, when you see that message, just click on continue. And when you click on continue, just click on ignore privacy levels and OK. So any script that you actually run inside that particular script editor is going to show. So you can see now I've already transformed, or let's say I've already filtered our data for only retail clients. So this is just an example. So this is the only transformation I'm just going to be doing. So then next you can just click on file, then close and apply. So it is actually going to apply this transformation to Power BI. So we have already transformed our data now using an R script. So you can see our data now. You can see our data. So this is our data. You can see only retail. So you can actually go to transform column and actually remove these three empty columns. This is just an error in the data. So you can just go back to transform and remove these particular three columns. So now how do you now perform a visualization using an R script in the Power BI? So now you can see now this is a button called R script visual. So you just click on this R script visual and you can see it says you need to enable script visuals to begin creating R scripts. Then you just click on enable. So for us to be able to use this script editor, we are going to click on the columns that we're actually interested in. So now what I want to actually find out now is that I want to find out how much was made in each particular warehouse or in each particular region. So let's just say in each particular warehouse that are distributed in various regions, which you can see here. Go back to data, you can see the warehouse. I want to know the total amount that was made in each of these particular region. So that means I'm interested in only two particular columns of variables, which is warehouse and also the total. So you can see I've already clicked on them. So by clicking on them now, you can see that it says the following rows will be removed from the data. So anytime we have a duplicated rows in our data, it's going to be removed for us. So it is in this space now that we're now going to run our R code. So this R code is now going to give us a visualization, which we can actually now use on our report. So you can see it says data sets. That is automatically the Power BI. You can see automatically the Power BI has already picked only two columns from your data. And also it has created a unique data set for you where we don't have duplicated rows. So now let me just clear this. So I can now start typing in my scripts library, tidyverse. Then data sets, so data sets, then I'm going to use the group by to group it by the particular warehouse, since I'm interested in knowing how much each particular warehouse is making. Now I can now use summarize. Total is equal to sum total. Then I'm also going to now pass this to ggplot. So I'm going to be using the ggplot for visualization. Aesthetics, where we have warehouse as our X variable, and total as our Y variable, and fill is equal to warehouse. So I'm going to be filling by warehouse to get some colors on our visualization, then geom column. So to plot a bar plot. So I'm just going to run this by clicking on this particular button. So you can now see that I have my visualization just like in RStudio. You can see I now have my visualization displayed for me. So with this, you can create many more visualization in Power BI. So you just write the same script you are going to be writing in R. You write it in this particular space and you get your visualization. So this is how you can use or integrate R programming into Power BI.